Hey guys, so welcome back to the 8th Django tutorial. So in this video, we'll be learning how to make proper dynamic content. And what I mean by dynamic content is like you could add content to your site without adding any code. So like let's see like how we can do that. So how do you make static content dynamic? So the first thing is like let's where we have reached so far. We have our site memorial with about us, our library and books. We also created a table in our database with head, small desk and big desk, right? Okay. So now, whenever you're making a site in Django, you have something known as the admin panel. So the admin panel is where the admin of the site can add or make any changes to the site according to his will, as long as the information about that particular subject is in a database. So like let's see like what I mean by that. So the first thing is let's go to Chrome and let's open up the admin panel. So how do you open up the admin panel? Whoops. Just go to localhost. All right, so like once you go to localhost like :8000, you'll get your site. Just put a /admin over there and you will reach the admin panel. As you can see, it says Django administration. They're asking for a username and password, which we do not have now. So let's create a super user. So super user is like basically someone who has access to the admin page. All right, so let's go back to VS Code. So how do you create a super user? So you can put something like Python manage.py create super user and press enter. So once I press enter, they will ask for a username. I'll just put John, email jk@gmail.com, and password, please put like a very good and long password. I'll just put 1234. Why isn't password working? 1234. Okay, it's entirely numeric, it's common, it's short, it's fine. All right, but when you give it, like please do give a good password. As you can see, they said super user created successfully. Okay, so let's log in. But before we log in, let's think about one thing. Why are we accessing this in the first place? Like, why do we want access to the Django administration? It is to make our content dynamic, which basically means I should be able to add all this to the site without writing any code down. And how do we connect the Django admin with all this content? That is by using the database which we made. So if you remember, we made a database with head, small desk and big desk, right? So we should connect this database to the Django administration. So how do we do that? Let's see. So in this memorial, you can find something known as admin.py. So admin.py is a thing we'll be using to connect our database to the Django admin. All right. So I can just type here from .models import books, because the name of our class is books. So how do you register this to your Django administration? You could do admin.site.register with a pair of brackets and with your class's name, that is books. Let's save it, and it works. Let's go back to our main CMD and see if everything is fine. It's reloading. Hopefully it works. It shows no errors, and there you go, it worked. So I'll see putting in my username called John, then my password will be 1234. Let's enter. Something went wrong. 1234. Let's log in. And it worked. As you can see, we have books over here. Like it added one extra S. I have no idea why. Anyways, let's go to books. And let's add some content to books. So I can go to add over here. Alright. Then heading, I will just make a cool thing. Let's say I'll just say hello, my name is Jake, or whatever. Same thing, I'll just be copy pasting over here. So let's save it. And okay, let's add again. Now let's put YouTube. I'll just be putting in Mr. Code. Let's save it. So we want all this to appear on the site, right? Let's add one more thing. Channel. Let's put Mr. Code YouTube. Okay, let's save it. Okay, so now we added everything successfully, right? Let's go back to our site and let's refresh it and see if we can see this on our site. Let's refresh it. Hopefully we can see it, but no, we can't see it. Like we still see the same old content, right? That is our books, our library, and about us. So what's going wrong here? Let's go to VS Code again. And if you take a look at your views.py, as you can see, we are still passing in the static content, right? Like we like wrote all this code down so that it can be shown. But now we made it completely dynamic. So let's remove all this. We don't need any of this till books. Okay. So now we want to access our class called books. So I'll just be using the same variable called com_books because you already defined it. com_books is equal to our class's name is books. So how do we access everything from books? You can do something like books.objects.all. And that's basically it. So now com_books contains all the objects in the books class, or basically everything in our database. And let's go to our database and see if the things we entered in got added. Right click and go to all rows. Let's wait for this to load. And obtaining connection. And there you go, we get all the content which we entered in, right? So that's how cool this is. Let me elongate this. There you go. So now when we refresh our page, I should be seeing all the content which we entered in. Let's see if we can see that. Let's refresh the page. And there you go, we get our content. We get hello, my name is Jake. Then we get YouTube, Mr. Code, and then we get channel, Mr. Code YouTube. So that is how you make content dynamic in Django. So now, like even if I wanted now, like I could add as much content as I wanted, right? But like I need not write a single line of code. I could like just add it in this Django administration and it would get added. So that is how you make content dynamic. All right. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll be seeing how to deal with login forms like sign up and sign out forms, and see how forms like those work. So as usual, if you have any doubts, leave them in the comment section below. I'll be sure to answer them. And that's it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.